Significant figures, aka sig figs. The point of this is that when you take a measurement, your measurement your measurement is only going to be so precise. You can measure a length as being 1.5 feet, or you might measure it as being 1.502 feet. The more numbers you have, the more information your measurement contains. The problem, or the complication, it comes from when you start combining your measurements. What happens if you wanted to add these two numbers together? This number is more precise than this number. This number has 4 significant figures. This one only has 2. So when you add them together, you're going to have to lose some information, because the extra precision right here is lost by the lack of precision right there. So when you add these together, the total distance you're measuring here is only 3.0 feet. And there are a set of rules for counting significant figures and doing math with significant figures. So first, counting significant figures. When you look at any sort of number, any sort of measurement, the question you have to ask is, how many significant figures does it have? The answer is, any non-zero number is significant. So this is significant, and this is significant. Any zero between significant figures is itself significant. Finally, any zero coming after the decimal that ends the number is going to be significant. So this number here has 4 sig figs. But when you look at this one, this 2 is significant because it's not 0. This 0 is significant because it's a trailing 0. These are not significant. This is not after the decimal place. These are not trailing zeros. Okay? Yes, 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 no. So this has 2 sig figs, this has 3 sig figs. 300 has 1 sig fig. This, of course, is significant. These are trailing, but they're not after the decimal place, so they don't count as significant. So counting sig figs isn't particularly difficult. Doing math with sig figs can be somewhat complicated. And the math you're doing is going to determine how you're going to count significant figures in your answer. For addition and subtraction, it's all about the final decimal place. So let's go back to this example. We'll change it up just a little bit. This number has 4 sig figs. This number has 3. That isn't really all that important when it comes to doing addition and subtraction. What matters is the fact that this number ends there, this number ends here. The fact that you've done a whole lot of extra work to get some extra precision out there, you've gone the extra decimal place, gotten the 2, is lost because you didn't do that work there. no decimal place there. It's uncertain. Okay? This right here technically could be 1.495 or 1.504. Okay? You don't know. So this 2 is completely lost. So you go ahead and you add them up as normal. But then you just discard that. You round, but in this case it's a 2, so it rounds down, so your answer is going to be 3.00. Subtraction is the exact same way. You only retain out to the final decimal place. 3, 1, 7, 1. Get rid of that, you round it, your answer becomes 1.71. And all that remains true, regardless of the size of the numbers in question. With multiplication and division, things are quite a bit more different. In this case, let's see how to put this. When you add things together, you're always using the same units. So feet plus feet equals feet. Okay? The units are staying the same. When you multiply or divide, the units are changing. You're going from one kind of measurement to a different kind of measurement. Feet divided by seconds gets you feet per second. Distance over time gets you speed. So when you multiply or divide, you're changing to a different kind of unit, you're changing to a different kind of measurement. And that's why you get a different set of rules for multiplication and division than you do with addition and subtraction. Here, you do need to keep careful count of the total number of sig figs, because your answer is going to have as many as the least precise number. So your answer here is going to end up having 2 sig figs. 3 versus 2, it has 2. So then you just do your math as normal. And then you round it. And the exact same thing is true for division. This is 2 sig figs, this is 3 sig figs. Your answer is going to have 2 sig figs. That can't be right. It's going to have 2 sig figs, so then you just do your math as normal. and then you round. And that's how you do significant figure math. So, to reiterate, the rules for significant figures. For addition and subtraction, your cutoff point is the last least significant decimal place. For multiplication and division, it's the smaller number of significant figures. And finally, I recommend you check the text box below. I have several links down there to take you to websites that will help you practice your significant figure math.